morning, everyone. We are from Group I, and we will introduce ourselves. And my name is Ghani Prabangkara.
My name is Muhammad Iqbal.
My name is Rizky Johan Pattiasina.
And my name is Alfa Immanuel Sede.
Okay, so we'll do the interview about the experience abroad with Randy. And okay, we have start. The first is how did you get started? Like at first, it is just a hobby, or you're thinking about it that you are going to be a gamers.
Okay, so back in the 2014, I was playing the game called Dota. So actually just a hobby for me to play this game at first. So after that, I played so many games in this game, and after that, I reached the top tier of this game. After that, I make a team to play on the competitions, on the tournament, and after that, I getting hired by pro team, and here we are. Here I am on this Singapore, in Singapore.
Okay, so you are in Singapore, and it's been how years? It's been how many years you've been in Singapore?
So actually like 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
In Singapore right now. Yeah.
okay. So go to the next question.
Yeah, the next question is, what are the difference between life in Indonesia and in Singapore in terms of culture or lifestyle?
Okay, so I think it's just a living cost. In Singapore, it's much more expensive. For the food costs, living costs, clothes stuff, perfume or something like that. It's still expensive in here. But I think that's it. That's it. Yeah. I think the
So,
difference.
how you manage money in Singapore? You manage by manager or by yourself?
So yeah, actually, the team, we're getting paid, like a month, and I'm just saving my money on my bank account, and I just saving the money. So luckily, I live in the small town in Singapore, so it's much more not really expensive than the central town. So yeah.
Okay, you in team esport, right? I wanna ask about what ethnic is your esport team? Mixed or all the same ethnic in the team? The problem is that in Indonesia there are many ethnic. So how do you see the different ethnic in your team?
So on my team, I think there's a three ethnic. So 2 players from China, one from India, and one from I think Korean or Japan. So we're just talking English actually. Basically, we just learn with English, but one or two our friends, they don't speak well, so we're just getting, we're just learning, and they learning too for the communication. So I think there's the hardest part with team right now.
So the question, how do you work together in team? Be best in team.
Yeah, we are trying to communicate first well. We're having a basics. Yeah, the gameplay. they better, but our communication is still on progress. It's still hard for us to play as a team, but yeah, we're still managing it.
Yeah, but it's going better and better, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Next question.
In your career, what are the challenges of living abroad as a pro player?
The challenge as a pro player. I think there's none because the facility on Singapore is well, like the PCs, the internet, something like that. The gaming, the gaming place, the room feels comfy. So I think there's none. Yeah, but in the beginning, it's just the communications. We're still managing about the communications. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think there's no
Uh,
no.
and if I ask you, how about to be a pro player? We have to study and we have to get a permission from our parents, right?
Yeah,
And how you do all of that?
yeah. First of all, they don't disagree about our about my my statement about I want to play on this country, but I just showed them, and after 6 months, I manage it, and I can show them that I can earn some money from here. So yeah, they now support me fully support me.
That's pretty good.
All right. Next question. What are the challenges faced while living abroad in Singapore?
Okay. Um. I think yeah. Back again, it's just the living costs. I think there's none that I challenge here. I mean, like the personality of in Singapore people, they just individually, so there's not literally friendly like Indonesian people, like and yeah, and the living costs, it's so much expensive here. The taxis, the transportation, so bad, so expensive right here, and the food stuff, the clothing stuff, it's expensive here. So I think the challenge is how get I manage my money in here, so I can saving my money here and not getting burned the money for the for the stupid stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Actually, if for the living, I think Indonesian is much better because like they cheaper in than Singapore, and the people were friendly. But the if you want to make money, if you want to find a job, I think Singapore is much more better than Indonesia. I think so. Yeah.
If you were asked to choose to eat food in Indonesia or Singapore?
Personally, Indonesian is much better because the taste is flavorful in Indonesia. I think Singapore, yeah, it's kind of. I think it's not that good as Indonesian food. So I think I
Uh,
prefer Indonesia. Yeah.
so in Singapore, there is a regulation about speed. You know, speed. In
Yeah.
Indonesia, people speed in everywhere and anywhere. Is that true or not in Singapore? Have the regulation about speed? If so, do the people they really operate the rules or not?
Yeah, in Singapore, literally they respect the rules about the speed limit. So there's none. I think. I think none of them like break the rules, so they just respect it. And yeah, until now that I see, they just respect it. Yeah.
So the people in Indonesia must learn about people in Singapore.
Yeah,
For sure, for sure.
that's
Yeah,
true, for sure.
yeah.
Uh, okay.
If we can get a tips for being a pro player, could you give
The
give us
advice.
tips?
Okay,
Oh,
tips to
No,
being
okay.
a pro
it's
player.
like tips for being a pro player.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Just be better and show them that they can be better and play. Just show them. If you can show them that you're better, you're good, then you will gain the respect from the others.
Okay. I think last question maybe maybe it's a wonderful experience or like
Core memory.
yeah.
Core memory. I think about so back in the day I lost my wallet and so I stressfully from back and back home I just stressfully so after that I go to the police center. I ask them and I got my wallet back. So actually in Singapore they literally just really they just try.
Wow.
I mean like yeah.
Very different in Indonesia, right?
Yeah, it's very different. Very hard, bro.
Okay, okay. For sure, for sure. Okay.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
Thank you all.